friends, today I thought I might try something a little bit different, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So as some of you may know, I am obsessed with Greek mythology. It has been one of my passions for a very, very long time, and so what I thought I might do today is I might have a little story time with you guys, but Greek god edition, and do my makeup while doing it. Let's get into something that resonates that, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's do hair first, shall we? So I've already got it like kind of half done and kind of how I want it. So I've got this side braided. I'm going to do it this pink smoky eye because Persephone is the god of flowers, but she is also the queen of the underworld, so you need to reflect that in both settings. Let's start on the story of Hades and Persephone. Alright, so we need to go back like a long time. Zeus has just killed their father, and because, you know, patriarchy and shit, Zeus is like, yes, us three brothers will rule the world. We just have to choose which part of the world we want to rule. Zeus is like,
I want to rule the sky.
And Poseidon is like,
I want to rule the ocean.
And so Hades is like,
I'll rule the underworld.
And just a little reminder that Hades is the god of the underworld. He is not the god of death. That is Thanos. So in my opinion, ruling the underworld is like kind of a bigger job because, yeah, ruling the sky is like cool and all, but like once Zeus is done with people, who has to look after them? Hades. That's who. Hades has to look after them. And what happens if Poseidon gets sick of someone? Who looks after them then? Hades. Hades looks after them because they all kill them. They all send them down to the underworld and kill them. Let's move forward a couple of years. So now we have Demeter. And Demeter is Hades and Zeus and Poseidon's sister. Zeus and Demeter have a little fling, you know, and from that fling we get Persephone. Demeter is extremely protective of her. She does not let her go out alone. She does not let her do anything at all. Keeps her in an own little bubble. And since Demeter is the goddess of harvest, Persephone inherited those powers too, making her goddess of flowers. So she loves nature and shit, and so she's playing in the garden, and Hades comes up from the underworld and sees her and is like,
oh my god, she's the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
He watches her for a little bit and sees how she is with the nymphs and everything else around her, and she's just so kind to everyone, and so Hades like,
yes, I want to get in on that.
At this point in time, the gods were not being very nice to Hades. He was seen as a threat, like a lot of the other gods were scared of him. I'm just going to finish blending on this side before I get into it.
2 hours later.
I've like brought the eyeshadow a little bit down here to like kind of create a nymph look, but I don't know if I like it and I don't know if it's going to stay. So let's continue. So some stories differentiate from here, but the one that I like to tell, because like, you know, I'm an optimist, is that Hades then goes to Zeus and be's like,
I want to marry your daughter.
And he's like,
Cool, I like that. Because you are the god of the underworld, you are the god of riches. And so you are massively wealthy, so I will marry my daughter off to you.
even though he's her uncle, because Greek mythology is crazy. Hades kind of knew that Demeter was really controlling and really wouldn't let the marriage go ahead. She wanted Persephone to stay virtuous and untouched by anyone throughout their life and just spend the rest of her life with her. Hades kind of goes to the place where he knows that she will be, and she kidnaps her before she can even scream. Now when Demeter finds out about this, when she can't find her daughter, she slaughters the nymphs that Persephone usually plays with, and then she finds out that Hades has her, and so she vows that she will not grow anything until her daughter is returned to her. So Persephone is kind of distraught in the underworld, all she's ever known is her mum, But you know, Hades is really nice. He doesn't force her into anything, and he's actually the first person to treat her like an adult. Hades creates Elysium for her because she believed that there should be a better place for the people that are good in their life. So for her, Hades creates Elysium, the heaven of Greek mythology. Big rule of the underworld. If you do not want to stay there, do not eat anything, or you will be trapped there. Remember that rule. Remember it. I'm just going to crease my eye. I'm loving that look. Don't know why. Just So Demeter's up there and being like,
Zeus, I want my daughter back, or I will stop all the crops. I have stopped all the crops from growing, so you will get my daughter back, or they will never grow again.
And so Zeus is like,
Fine, honeys, go tell Persephone to come back, you know.
and so he goes down there and he's like,
Hey, sorry to break it to you, but your mum wants you back, so, yeet.
so Persephone agrees and she's like, fine, I'll go talk to my mother. But one of the palace gardeners offer her a pomegranate. A lot of tellings of this story say that every night Hades sat her down with like a huge feast, and then on one night she decided to eat 2 pomegranates, but that doesn't align with my beliefs of who Hades is, so I ignore that one. But there's lots of different stories and you can't just believe one, you've got to have a mix of everything, and so that's why I'm telling you that there's like another telling of this story where that happens. And anyway, Persephone goes to Olympus to be back with her mum, and Demeter's like, bitch, you gotta stay here with me forever. And she's like, but Mom, I love him. And she's like,
No, bitch. You gotta stay with me.
and so then Hades turns up and is like,
Hey, she quite literally cannot stay with you. She has eaten food of the underworld.
and some myths have it that she's eaten 1. I like the myth where it says that she's eaten 6. And so Demeter, all like huffy puffy angry, goes,
Okay, how many did you eat?
she goes, I ate 6 seeds.
Okay, because I love to dictate your life, daughter of mine. You can spend 6 months of the year with your husband and 6 months of the year with me.
Like, they're not very happy about it, but they're like, fine, if it gets you to grow things again, I guess it will be fine. So then 6 months of the year, Persephone is with her mother and helping her grow things, while the other 6 months of the year she is downstairs with Hades, being the literal queen of the underworld. Right, I'm gonna go do my foundation. I've really been enjoying lately the like blush on the nose. I'm thinking like a lot of blush for this. Boom. Time for highlighter. So this is the Celestial Go palette to Goddess Edition, and this palette actually has a Persephone highlight. Now this colour is normally a little bit too dark for me, but we'll see how we're going today. Ooh. Nope, not too dark today. You know, a lot of the goddesses in this palette are really interesting, so I'll probably talk about them at some point or another in the future. I forgot to highlight my brow bone. Let me do that. One of the themes that I find very prevalent in Greek mythology is incest. But you know, it's Greek mythology, so we put incest in the corner for the moment, and it's like kind of okay, even though it's not. It's like okay for the moment. There's like kind of like a Stockholm syndrome part of it, because he did kidnap her, but like kind of in a nice way, like not in a Beauty and the Beast way. He was nice to her. Like, he treated her like an adult that she was. He didn't treat her like a child that was meant to be wholesome and virtuous for the rest of her life. Like, not that that's a bad thing, like that's what Artemis did because that's what she wanted to do. Persephone didn't know any better because she had not experienced the world outside her mum. and Hades kind of did that for her. And I'm not condoning kidnapping at all, but like, you know, he like got her out. He got her out of like a kind of abusive relationship and taught her how to be a person, basically. And so there's like that beauty and love story to it. But you also got to remember that he did kind of kidnap her. I like to imagine that Hades kind of gave Persephone her power back, you know? That he allowed her to like go out there and do her own thing. Which I kind of love about the Persephone Hades story, because he trusts her that she will come back at the end of the day. And she does. And she also still loves her mother. Like, you don't often see mother-daughter relationships in Greek mythology. Let's put on lashes. Time to add on some lippy stick. Yes, it's black. You got a problem with that? So thank you for joining me as I chatted about Persephone. And if you really liked this kind of sit down and chat, you know, like this video and subscribe down below, so I know that you want me to do something like this again, because I really enjoyed doing this, and I had a really fun time researching one of my favorite stories, and this isn't even my favorite, so let me know if you want to hear my favorite one, and I'll do that one as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!